Greetings! Welcome to another one of your Frank 26 UB2Bs, although today it is a info UB2B. I'd like to spend some time with you and talk to you about Boomer Boost products. And we're going to introduce to you Walter and Bob in just a second, and they will talk to you about this company, about their products, about the business, and give you phone numbers, give you emails, ways of communicating with all of us. Oh dear, what just happened here? The recording has started. Okay, sorry about that. But anyways, as I was saying, we're doing an infomercial right now on the business and the products of Boomer Boost. We have Walter and Bob that I'm going to introduce. They're going to talk to you and give you all the information. And if you have any questions, this is now this UB2B will be permanent. It will be permanent inside of our ktfalways.com site. You'll be able to always go to this UB2B and reference from it from our YouTube collections. Or we also will have a audio conference call copy link as well that you can click on it in case you don't use computers. You can listen to it on the phone. So enough said. Let us introduce you now to Bob and Walter for these products. And as you know, most of you, I'm going through some health issues, and I believe in this product. I want you to consider studying it so that you can believe in it as well too. Take the information that we give you to God in prayer. Make a proper decision, because there is no price for your health. Walter, are you there, sir?
Yes, sir.
Hey, you know what, Walter? Before we get going here, I'm going to connect you to our main speaker here. Go ahead and say hello again, Walter. Okay, one more.
Being
Okay,
here with you.
there you go. All righty, go right ahead, Walter, and you introduce Bob, and let me know when you guys are done.
All right. Well, thank you, Frank. I'm so happy that you're concerned about Kona's health. I mean, that's number one. God is number one, but health, health and prosper, that's what we're all about. My name's Walter Lindstrom, and I'd like to introduce expert Bob Gilpatrick. He's the owner and founder of Boomerboost, Boomers Forever Young. He's a certified holistic nutritionalist with 20 years experience. Just between all of us, he's probably one of the nicest persons I've ever met in my entire life. And he's the most honest person too. And he is genuinely interested in your health and well-being, which, I mean, most people do sales and stuff, but I mean, he's actually interested in your health and well-being, I mean, to his heart. And this is like shocking to me because I've never met anybody like him. I know Frank's great, Frank's great. And Tink, we're all at the same level. But Kona, I'm telling you what, this man is someone that you want to know and want to work with. Bob, are you there?
Yes, I am, Walter. Thank you.
Yep. Let's see. Do you want to take over and help the Kona with your information?
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to. Thanks again. Thank you, Frank and Tink. And, Walter, you had mentioned that I'm a certified holistic nutritionist, and it might be a good place to start with, what is holistic nutrition? And very simply, this is an approach that considers a person as a whole. And the reason that's important to think about, mind and body and spirit is that when people are not feeling well, when their body is physically sick, they also usually don't feel very well mentally. They may get depressed or anxious about an illness. And when people are depressed and anxious, it's more difficult for their spiritual life. It's harder to focus on your prayers, etc. And so the opposite can actually be quite helpful. When people have a very healthy body, they feel energetic. They want to go and do things. And as a result, their mind begins to feel happier. So it's just a natural thing that when somebody's body is strong and healthy and they're bouncing around and they have plenty of energy, that they tend to feel happy. And when people feel happy, Walter, they tend to feel very grateful, right? I'm having a happy day. I'm grateful for this. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful to be alive. And people tend to have an easier time feeling close to God when they feel happy. And this is holistic nutrition, to pay attention to the types of foods that you eat, to eat good organic foods, whole foods, to stay away from certain types of foods that we all know are going to make most people sick, which is, eating too much sugar, getting too much gluten, things like that are, obvious things to avoid, and to eat good, wholesome foods. And not only to, make sure that you're eating wholesome foods, but to make sure that you're preparing those foods properly, that you're cooking your food properly, especially if you eat meat. You want to be sure that you don't cook your meat improperly, where you're going to be cooking your food over 300 degrees on dry heat, which is creating glycotoxins that are very bad for you. So holistic nutrition is not just what you're bringing in, but also making sure that you're cooking it properly, and also that once you have consumed food and nutritional supplements that are really good for you, that you're able to absorb that nutrition so that the food is properly digested. You're able to absorb it via the villi in your small intestine and somewhat in your large intestine.
Bob, one thing is that I just want to break in just for 1 second.
Sure.
Is that they say that barley is gluten, and that clogs up your cilia, or what do you call it, villia or cilia, or what?
The villi. Yeah.
Villi. Okay, that's where on the intestines where those little hair things come out and suck in the nutrition. Is that true?
Yeah, that's right. And there's a lot of things that can damage your villi, and just over time, as you age, your villi tend to get coated over with a plaque. Even if you're not taking in gluten, you can still start to have your villi lose their integrity as you get older. And there are ways to fix that, which we can talk about later on.
Okay, I'm just wondering, our barley, gladiator barley, doesn't have gluten. Is this correct? Yes, or is this correct?
Yeah, because it's not regular barley, it's actually sprouted seeds. So when you sprout seeds, there's a digestion problem, or not a problem, a procedure that goes on, during the sprouting process. And so what you're after is pre-digested proteins. So when a seed is sprouting, the proteins get digested down into amino acids. And the reason is they're getting ready to form together with the help of metabolic enzymes to make a blade of grass. And so it's a process. And humans go through the same process. We take in protein and we digest it into amino acids if we can. But there are some proteins that are very hard to digest, and for some people impossible. And gluten is one of those. So if you're going to consume good, wholesome foods, and barley is one of them, especially when you have the ancient seed lines. And if you sprout it properly and you harvest the sprouts at the right time, then you can have the best of both worlds. You can have all the thousands of nutrients that are in a sprout like that, minus any of the bad things.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, and so that aspect of it, the proper absorption that we just mentioned, is one thing, But then also, Walter, once you've absorbed your nutrients, it's now in your blood, and you have to be able to circulate it. You have to be able to circulate it all the way to your capillaries, and then at your capillaries, the nutrients will move into the cells. And so this is another important aspect of health, and related to holistic nutrition is paying attention to your circulation, because there are certain nutrients that enhance your circulation, right? Things like arginine and phosphatidylcholine will enhance the circulation, which then allows for you to have proper nutrition inside your cell. So this is the concept of holistic nutrition, looking at the body, mind, and spirit of the individual, and then paying attention to all these aspects that we just mentioned.
Oh, great.
So when we at Boomers Forever Young put together the nutrition products that we sell, we did this as a result of an experience with my business partner and co-founder, Larry. And Larry was a gentleman that I met 10 years ago. He was 65 years old, and he was, as the Brits would say, he was crumbly. And he wasn't very healthy for his age. And he actually, when we checked his biomarkers of aging, things like C-reactive protein, he looked much, much older than 65, closer to 85, actually.
Wow.
So, you have a chronological age, and then you have a biological age. And Larry was a very common type of person who was actually older than his chronological age. And so I started helping Larry. I had actually come to his office to help him with a computer project. And when I saw him and realized how much he was struggling, I offered to help him with his health while we worked on this other project, and he accepted. And I helped him to change his diet and to get the right nutritional supplements that he needed, and to begin to manage his stress and exercise. And he ended up losing about 50 pounds of fat over the course of the next 4 or 5 months. And he gained strength working out at the gym, which he started to do. And from the time he started, he ended up tripling his strength. And so as a result, he said to me, Bob, if we can do this for me, and you showing me how to use this proper, synergy of supplements and emotional management, stress management, so why don't we set up a system where we can help a lot of people? And so that's what we did. We ended up, private labeling lots of our own products. We commissioned different formulators to work for us and make products for us. And then we were very fortunate to be introduced to some really great formulators and growers that had unique products. And we put together a program that we could offer to people additionally. And so what happened, Walter, was not long ago, Larry's going to be 75 here at Christmas time. And I'd say it was about a year and a half ago, he had a test, a series of tests in order to get a new life insurance policy. And the life insurance agencies are really good at determining how old you are biologically and how long you might live. And so they put him through all those tests, and we had a visit from his agent, his life insurance agent, and the agent sat us down. He goes, "Hey, I just want to let you know, there's good news. The life insurance company accepted you, and they actually gave you superior preferred status for your policy." And they said that there was just one issue, that they looked at the date of birth and it said 1945. And they said, this got to be a mistake, because from our examination, this man looks like he's probably about 33 years old.
Wow.
And so we had to assure them, no, this was Larry, who was the co-founder of Boomers Forever Young, and that really was his blood work, and that really was the correct date of birth. And so what did we do, Walter? What kind of system did we put together? Well, we knew from all of our research and knowing many scientists, anti-aging scientists, nutritionists, biochemists, and many different medical doctors that I had the pleasure of knowing over the years, that there is a system of proper nutrition. And when you start talking about supplements, you have this situation where you first need fundamentals, and then once people have all the fundamentals, you can start looking at customizing things for an individual. And then some people are really gung-ho and really want to maximize their health and wellness and be in super good health. And so these fundamentals are really important, and you have to ask yourself, well, why do we need to do this? Why can't we just go about our lives? And the reason is this: our bodies are exposed to massive amounts of toxins over the years. We have toxins from fire retardants. We have toxins from chemicals that we use to clean our house. We breathe in air that is it's gasoline fumes. We breathe in tire dust, et cetera, poorly cooked foods, leaving our shoes inside the house that are off-gassing the toxins we picked up during the day. And humans are very gelatinous, and we absorb things very easily through our lungs, our skin, food that we eat, et cetera. And so we have to have really good nutrition to counteract this toxicity. And also, we tend to eat a lot of processed foods. People eat a lot of trans fats and sugars. There's preservatives and artificial colors and hormones, antibiotics, pesticides that are in the food that we eat. About 25% of all the calories consumed in the United States is from drinking soda pop. And that's the main reason why 71% of the people in the United States are overweight or obese. And this tends to cause a lot of inflammation in our bodies. People are insulin resistant, they have metabolic syndrome, they have diabetes, and they have high blood sugar. And this high blood sugar creates a rise in inflammation. And the more inflammation you have, the faster you're going to age and the more health problems you're going to have. Humans, Walter, are like a log that's burning in a fire. And over 100 years' time, we burn ourselves up. That's aerobic life, okay? But in a fire, sometimes you can have a very dry piece of wood that's very light that'll burn up really fast, or you can have, a hickory log that's going to burn for a long time. And if you have the flue just right and the bellows just right, it will burn for a very long time. And that's what we're trying to do, is we're trying to burn ourselves very slowly, if at all, and then also repair ourselves as quickly and efficiently as possible. And this is what the attempts at anti-aging are about. Let's slow the rate of burn and increase the rate of repair. And so you need to have this fundamental nutrition so that you have a good baseline to reduce your rate of burn and increase your rate of repair. And people need to have vitamins and minerals. They need to have fatty acids. They need to have amino acids. They need to have low glycemic index carbohydrates. They need to have metabolic enzymes. They have to have probiotics. They have to have antioxidants. And this is how you put together this fundamental nutrition. And so when you look at our total health system that we have that is available for people at Boomerboost.com, that's what you get. You get a system that has over 4,000 compounds in it that contains all the fundamental building blocks of human life, along with the probiotics and also the antioxidants. And so this is how people can say, all right, there's all these supplements. How do I decide what to get? Well, you want something that is going to be comprehensive like that. that's going to give you the benefits you're looking for, which is to have more energy, to have the ability to create enough energy, and so that you're not always hungry. And a lot of times, Walter, people are overfed, okay, but they're undernourished. And you don't want to be like that. You want to have a normal appetite because you're well nourished. So when people use our total health system, they become very well nourished and they crave way less food. And so people tend to eat about 1/3 the amount of food that they did before using the total health system.
Bob, what's in the total health system? Are there certain products in the total health system?
Yeah, so if people are, go to health systems on our site, what they'll see is there's 5 products in the total health system. 3 of them are powders, which you mix in a glass of water or the blender bottle that we send you. And then and then you also take either a couple pills or as many as 4 pills. And the pills are vitamin D, extra vitamin D, and also extra fatty acids. Okay.
You mean the omegas?
Omega fatty acids like fish oil tend to make powders taste bad. And so you put a little bit of that into the powder, but you also want to give people the option to have more. And vitamin D needs to be customized per person depending where you live, if you're in the sun all the time or not, how much you weigh, if you're man, woman, etc.
Yeah, why do they call vitamin D the happy vitamin or something?
Well, vitamin D is referred to as the sunshine vitamin.
Yeah,
right?
sunshine.
Yeah, that's because your body makes vitamin D in response to sunlight. And people used to get enough sunlight and had good vitamin D levels, but now most people don't. Most people never go out in the sun with their shirt off to walk in the sun and be able to make enough vitamin D. And that's kind of a disaster. About 90% of all the people in the United States are low in vitamin D.
Oh, wow.
And you don't want that. And so this is what the total health system has. And it also has our product called Boomerboost, which is 70 nutrients in Boomerboost. You can see the supplement panel on the site, and our sprouted barley seeds. So we have heirloom barley seeds, and what's unique is the way that they're processed. So these are grown in these pristine organic farms up in northern Canada that have just the right mix of probiotics and worms and also, nutrients in the soil. And it's all 100% organic and all natural. And of course, no GMOs. And the seed line is very important because after the 1940s, they started combining seeds together and engineering them in order to make them germinate better and get a better crop yield. And unfortunately, when they did that, they bred most of the nutrition out of the barley. And so the scientist that makes this for us, he has these bully seeds that are heirloom seeds, and he's able to bring them into his processing plant. And he has a technology where he can sprout all the seeds at the same time. Within 2 minutes of each other, he can sprout millions of seeds. And that's important because a seed goes through a metamorphosis. And he knows from his research when the seeds are at the peak of their nutrition, when the protein's been digested into amino acids, when the most available metabolic enzymes are there, including superoxide dismutase, the holy grail of anti-aging, the enzyme of anti-aging. And he's then able to stop the sprouts from sprouting right at that point. And then nutrients stabilize them. He has a technology that stabilizes all the nutrients from oxygenation. And then he's able to dry these sprouts and grind them in an old-fashioned stone grinding wheel, a granite grinding wheel that is very carefully grinds the sprouts into a fine powder. And then he sends them to us, and they arrive at a NSF GMP facility. They're tested a couple of times there, as well as they're tested in Canada. And then when they're ready, they're put into jars and sent to us for distribution. And then distribute them out of our own center.
Yeah, Bob, he picked you he interviewed a bunch of different people that he was going to do business with, but he picked you because you and your dad he knew your dad or something?
Yeah, my father was a plant scientist at Cornell University, and the grower knew of my dad. And so when we called him, he was concerned he wasn't just going to let anybody distribute this product. We had to actually pass online tests, knowledge-based tests for him, and have a setup, because the barley is about 400 times stronger than regular green drinks, barley grass, wheatgrass, etc. And you have to take it very carefully. You have to take it in small amounts at the beginning and slowly ease your way into it, which is important because it creates detoxification, and you don't want to detox too fast. Your liver and kidneys have to participate, and you don't want to overtax your liver and kidneys.
Well,
So it comes
Bob,
with a little spoon.
I'm not, Bob,
Yeah.
I mean, in the future, can you let Frank know what he's supposed to take of that? Because it sounds like it's pretty intensive. So I'm not saying it on the phone right now, but can you call Frank and let him know what he should be taking in his situation?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I didn't mean to interrupt, but that just hit me. I go,
No
boy,
worries.
Frank needs to know what's going on with this.
Yeah, it's, this is a product that helps people gain muscle weight, what we call the gladiator barley, the ancient seed line. And a lot of people that are going through treatments for various illnesses, including cancer, are susceptible to muscle wasting. And they say that about 60% of the people that die that have cancer actually die from muscle wasting. And so this is a product that when you take it, you can stop that muscle wasting from occurring and even gain muscle weight during that.
Wow, great.
We've seen this quite a bit. It's also very good for people that need to gain muscle weight for other reasons. And almost all people who you would consider to be elderly, someone 60 years or older, right, are losing muscle weight as they age, which is a very bad thing for your health and for a lot of reasons. But this is a product that can help people gain muscle weight at any age, including people that are very old. So we had a call one time, Walter, from a gentleman in his 60s who'd been using the product and doing really well. And he asked if his mom could use it. She was 97 and she was homebound. She was too frail to get up off the couch and get about. And so he started letting her take little bits of it and slowly gave her more and more. And after a few weeks, she asked if she could get up and about, which she did. And eventually she came with her son to the gym to work out. And her favorite
I love it. I love it.
Her favorite thing is Zumba classes. And
Really?
so now she's 98 and she's up and about doing Zumba classes, and taking her Boomerboost and barley every day. And
Okay, so then you don't have to take 40, 50 different vitamins every day. You could just, do your 5. Or they
yeah,
come
it's in powder form, so the majority of what you're getting is in powder, and only a couple things are actually in the pills. So you have to have those pills separate from the fundamental powders. And so you just mix these powders with their scoop in a glass of water. The whole thing takes about 2 minutes in the morning, and that's your nutritional supplements for the day.
Okay,
And
just so you
it
know,
also
Bob,
includes the probiotics, Walter.
Yeah, when I have everything that you said, and I'll tell you what, I take it, and I'm telling you what, I don't think about, let's say, do I plan to do energy to do this, do energy to do that? I just go boom. I just do about 20 different things within the hour, and I'm going, wow, and it didn't even affect me. I didn't have to think what energy I was going to exert. I mean, I took it, and then all of a sudden the energy is there, and you just automatically go.
Yeah, it's like, people like Frank and Tink have all this energy, right? And they're doing so many productive things. And now you're doing the same thing, Walter. And that's what we hear over and over. The most common thing we hear from people is, wow, I have so much energy now that I'm taking these products. And it's not a buzz. It's not like caffeine, right? It's energy because you now have the fuel to make ATP, your molecule of energy, in the amount that you really need. And so,
Bob, do you think we should wrap this up? now, or do you want to go another 10
No,
minutes?
I'm going to do just a little bit more, because there's two other aspects that I want to talk
Oh, okay,
about.
go ahead. Now,
So-
since Frank said that we can go 40 minutes,
No,
so-
you can
so
go.
we're-
You guys can
we're
go as
just a
long as
little bit more.
you guys can go as long as you want. I'm actually having fun listening and learning. While you guys are talking, I'm showing the products on the Boomerboost.com page, and we're getting across good information to everybody. They're asking questions, and I got a feeling, Bob, you're going to get hit with a lot of calls probably tomorrow.
Well, that'll be wonderful. We do have our own call center in St. Petersburg, Florida, Frank, and these are people that have been trained and have experience of many years. At our facility, we say that middle age begins at 85, and we have two men. Yeah, we have two men that are 84 years old that work for us, and so I'm always teasing them, like, hey, listen, Gene and Jim, it's like, you guys only have one more year left, because when you turn 85, you're going to be middle aged, and we're going to start to expect you to act more maturely. and they're like, it'll never happen, Bob. It's like, we'll get a different job if we have to act maturely. But they're wonderful, wonderful people. We have a number of other women and men that work for us too, that answer the phones all during the day. And we have our own fulfillment center. So our fulfillment manager is only steps away from the people that help people to get the right product for them. And so they always make sure that the boxes are just right before the mailman pulls up to load up, 100 boxes a day to mail out. And so that's where we are. And people can certainly call us and talk to us. Right now, because of COVID, we're not accepting visitors, but in the past, we've had lots of visitors come to our place in St. Petersburg. People have come from far away to visit with us. They'll come on vacation to go to the beach and stop by and spend a couple hours with us. And hopefully real soon we'll be able to do that again. But,
okay, Bob, go ahead with your two other things.
Sure.
I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just didn't want to put Frank up.
That's okay, Walter. So the other things are this. So we're talking about comprehensive nutrition and the synergy of supplements and how they work together. And the next part after these fundamentals is customization. And some people need this. Some people need additional things that they can customize for themselves. So, for example, if people are having trouble with anxiety, they can use a product like ashwagandha to help to calm them down. And if people are having trouble sleeping, we have a product called Goodnight Formula, which we created ourselves. It's the only formula like it in the world, and it's very specifically formulated, and you can read about it on the site. We also have things for people if they're having trouble with their memory or clarity that are nootropics, that are brain boosters that people can also get. And so this is customization for people that need it. We also have a product made from the hull of flax seeds. So flax seeds have a wax on the outside, and in that wax are these compounds called lignans. And there's 27 different known lignans, and these the wax is knocked off of the seeds in a tumbler, a mechanical tumbler, and then the wax is ground up, and you now have these highly concentrated lignans. And women have been using them for many years to help with issues with their breasts. So it's very good preventative, and it's also used for all different types of hormonal issues. People going through menopause use lignans with great success. And also men can use lignans as well. And it's a really, really great booster for your immune system, and probably the best one that we know of. And so these are ways people can customize things. If they need extra help with detoxification, we can also help them to get zeolite, which will help get out heavy metals. Okay? And then you move from that into maximization for people that really want to maximize things. So, for example, you guys, there's there's this issue with people as they get older where there are cells that are kind of at the end of their usefulness and are supposed to die off and get out of the way so they can be replaced by new cells that your body makes through adult stem cells. But for some reason, they've kind of lost the ability to take the signal that it's time to get out of the way. And it turns out that if you combine two nutrients together that contains resveratrol and quercetin together, it creates this phenomena of apoptosis, meaning cellular death. And so you can stimulate all those old cells to die and get out of the way. And what this does is it enhances your overall body, because those old cells, there's a couple of things that happen. They give off inflammatory cytokines, so they inflame the whole region. But also other cells tend to mimic each other. And so those old cells that are functioning poorly are kind of sending off a signal, and other cells in the region pick up on that and don't function as well themselves. And so a really great maximization technique is to get our product that has resveratrol and quercetin. And you can enhance your overall health this way and slow down your rate of aging.
What are those two products called? I mean, that you have.
The same one, it's in the product that, the resveratrol product, and the quercetin is in there.
Oh, okay. It's those both. I mean, the both the things are in the one.
Yeah.
One. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and there's other things in there too, and it's an advanced blend.
Okay.
And then so also people can do other things, right? So another maximization strategy is, what if you want your bone marrow to make more adult stem cells? So our bodies are losing many millions of cells every day, are dying off, and they're being replaced by adult stem cells that are coming from your bone marrow, then circulating, and magically, one of the mysteries of God's creation, these cells are magically morphing into all the different types of cells in your body. And so we have a product that is called Evolve Immune, which the company allows us to resell. And that's a product that stimulates your bone marrow to make and release more adult stem cells.
You mean you don't have to get a shot or some surgery or something? You just take a vitamin or
it depends.
capsule?
It depends. This is an overall anti-aging effect, but people, that have bad knees or other issues can always get additional concentrated stem cell treatments, from the medical doctors that offer those treatments. It's not a replacement for that, but it is a really good anti-aging strategy.
Bob, just one thing about the stem cells. Is it true that your stem cells, they have like a brain to them, and they know, let's say you have some kind of issue with, some injury or something, and it's life-threatening, and the stem cells that are made, through your bone marrow, they actually go to number one, okay, this issue is life-threatening, and we're going to go fix it. Is this true?
Well, Walter, it's not only stem cells, but anytime that you have a trauma to a portion of your body mounts a response of repair and rescue. And so that's just part of it, correct? But it is true in that sense. And then, Walter, last thing I want to say about is this. We always say around Boomers Forever Young, you can have all the best nutrition products in the world and the greatest diet, but if you're under stress, you're probably still going to be sick. When they say that stress kills, it really can. And when you're under stress constantly, that's not a good thing. And we understand that there's a process that goes on in your brain. And ultimately, when people are under stress, it's because they have a belief that things are not okay. They're like, everything is not okay. And there's this process in your brain that occurs where if you're thinking, hey, things aren't okay, there's actually a signal that's sent to your heart muscle. And your heart muscle will actually beat according to your thought patterns. And then itself sends a signal to another part of your brain called the amygdala, which is the seat of the place where you're ascertaining whether things are okay or if you're in danger. And your heart muscle literally sends a signal that says, hey, amygdala, things are not okay. And the amygdala then sends a message to the frontal cortex again, to your thoughts that says things aren't okay. And you have this cyclical pattern you get stuck in. And
Hey, Bob, how do you fix that, please? I mean,
So
everybody on the show probably wants to know how to fix that.
So there's a couple of different ways, and this is what I was coming to is on our site. If people go to our YouTube channel, the Boomers Forever Young YouTube channel, there's a playlist, and if you click on the playlist and then look to the far right, you'll see there's a whole section of videos on the emotional freedom technique. So it's EFT, and some people call it tapping. And tapping is a highly effective therapeutic technique that tens of thousands of therapists around the world use to help people make rapid changes. And you can learn to do it yourself from the videos that are on our website. We've made it really simplified, right? And we made these videos with a person in mind that has never used the technique before. And you can significantly manage your stress by using that technique. Also on our YouTube channel, Walter, there's another video. It's called the Ultimate Mind Calming Exercise. And it's a combination of psychocalisthenics and bioenergetic therapy. And I put that technique together from a combination of therapies that I've studied to help people calm their minds. And it works really well. Within 5 minutes, you can get to the point where you're in a complete state of noma, where your brain completely stops and you get this sense of your spirit, of your soul starts to come over you. And it's highly, highly relaxing and a great technique to use before your prayers as well. So you can clear your mind of any clutter that might get in the way of your connection to God. And so this is also a free video. These are free videos people can access there on our site. And you can also access videos on manual lymphatic drainage, which is very, very helpful technique and also very relaxing in addition to the physical health benefits.
Oh, but the vitamin that you could take for stress, do we have that? I mean, I know this is great, the tapping and, the other video, but do we have like a nutrition? Is it the Boomerboost and barley?
Well, that's what we were saying earlier, Walter, in the customization part, is people can get ashwagandha for that. Ashwagandha is really good for helping people stay calm. And that's what I would suggest people do. And then if people need more help than that, Walter, and some people do, okay, let's face it, not everyone's going to be able to learn EFT from my videos and solve their issues and fix their stress. And there's another technology people can look up, and the technology is called Inner Balance. And Inner Balance is from the Heart Math company. That's like your beating heart, and math like mathematics. So it's heart math. And an Inner Balance device is a little device that clips to your ear. And there's an app on your cell phone that it interfaces with, and it's eavesdropping on your heart rhythm. And then it guides you through relaxation. And it's almost like a guaranteed way for you to begin to change your heart rate variability and to be able to switch the message that's in your amygdala. Because they say, Walter, that people in the United States are of the opinion that things are not okay 95% of the time. And only 5% of the time do they believe everything's okay. And this device, along with the tapping and the mind calming exercise, can start to change that. You can go to 10% and 20% and 50%. And at some point, with enough practice and focus, you get to the point where you're in this state of spirituality where things are always okay. And issues that you used to think of as obstacles are no longer viewed as obstacles. They're viewed as circumstances that just simply need to be dealt with without alerting your amygdala that things are not okay. And so this is part of holistic nutrition, right? It doesn't, it doesn't do anybody any good to give them all this great nutrition if you can't also help them to manage their stress. And so that's what our company does. And when people call us, and we're in the 727 area code in St. Petersburg, and the number is 443-2500. And
wait, it's 727 though, right?
Yeah, 727 area code, 443-2500.
Okay.
And if people call, they'll get, people on the phone that Walter's talked to, and, a number of different.
Well, there's some of the nicest people like you are that I've ever met. It's, I guess everybody hangs out together, because you got Ann, Ann, and you got Carol, and you got Stephanie, and you got Jean. I mean, all the nicest people.
Jean and Jim and Lucy. It's like all these people. Yeah, they're all really great. And they're there because they want to, right? They came to us because it's the type of job that they wanted. They wanted a job where they could help people. And they've been doing it so long now with me that, they're very, very good at it. And we're really happy when people call us for help. It gives us, a sense of purpose for the day. And it's also our business, right? And so this is how all the people that work for us, our 10 employees, help to take care of their families by providing these services and the nutrition products that we've been talking about today.
Well, they all look up to you, and I'll tell you what, you are definitely a great person, for all the help that you do for everybody.
Well, thank you, Walter. I've been doing that my whole life. I have a master's degree in social work, and I worked as a social worker and a healthcare administrator for many, many years, and always studied nutrition and different types of therapy on the side. And I always worked in religious-based nonprofit hospitals and nursing homes and home health agencies like that, all going out through my life. And this is a great blessing to be able to continue doing what I like to do. At this time in my life, I'll be 65 pretty soon. And at this time of my life, I'm very fortunate to be able to spread the word about the new science of nutrition and new technologies, like, tapping, and to have people like Frank and Chink to bring us onto their call and their YouTube channel.
Bob, I just want one thing, just one thing. Please tell me what oxidative stress is.
Well, we talked about that before. That's the log that's burning in the fire, right? And so human beings are aerobic life. And as part of us, burning fuel for energy, we produce these free radicals, right? Which are little molecules and atoms that are hyper, and they're combining with surrounding tissue to stabilize themselves, and it sets off a cascade of destruction. And that's oxidative stress. They call it oxidative because some of the free radicals are what they call oxygen species, right? And so, you have superoxide, for example, is a highly volatile molecule, and it needs superoxide dismutase in order to negate it. And so,
is Boomerboost and barley gets rid of oxidative stress?
Well, nothing gets rid of it completely, and you wouldn't want to, because these same free radicals are also molecules of communication, and so you're never going to get rid of it completely. But what you want to do is get it down to a manageable point, right? So most people, if they test their inflammation, which is the marker of oxidative stress, you can test it with a test called C-reactive protein. Most people will be at the number 3 or 4, which is pretty high. The median maximum lifespan is 85 years old, even if you never get sick. And that's because of this oxidative stress. But you can, using our products, and others too, can get your oxidative stress down to where your number is below 0.5 and even 0.1 in some cases.
Wow.
So you can reduce your rate of inflammation and oxidation by a factor of 10 using the new science of nutrition.
Okay. Should we end the call now?
Yep, that's a good time to wrap up. That's a good introduction to holistic nutrition. And I think this is a good
And then should we give us the phone number to the office a couple more times?
Yeah, it's 727-443-2500, and we're in Eastern Time in Florida, and we're open, Monday to Friday from 9 to 5. If you call and we don't pick up, leave a message. We're constantly checking all of our messages because sometimes the phones are full. And so don't be afraid to leave a message. We will call you back as soon as we can.
And then, hey, Frank, will you do the Boomerboost with the double zeros?
And tell them about the five,
Yeah.
code. Right?
Sure, here it is.
Go ahead.
In fact, I'm holding it up right now, and I made sure that it was transparent paper so I can read through it. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, we invite you to go to www.BOOMERBOOST.com. That's
Excellent, Frank. Excellent.
The phone number.
Use the promo code KTFA to get an extra $5 off.
You see that right there? It says $5 off. If you call them, tell them I'm with KTFA, automatically they'll get you $5 off of your total. And
Thank you, Frank.
And if you go online in our website, well, then you make sure that you put in KTFA in the little promo box, and we get credit for it. You
Also, the banner on your website, and then you should be a member of KTFA, everybody, and because Frank has the best information in the whole world.
Thank you. But the 1-800 number, 1-800-861-4609. And like I said, if you order online, then enter the code KTFA, or tell them if you call that you're with KTFA, and they'll get you the $5 off. You know, ladies and gentlemen, as we start to come to an end, God created a perfect body for us. Unfortunately, we sinned against God. In doing so, it allowed the demons and the principalities of this world, unfortunately, to attack us. And we are constantly being attacked. Our Father in heaven would not have us to be sick. And I like the fact that he told Adam and Eve, looky here, you see this here garden I got for you? You see all those green things? Eat them. They're for you. All these green plants, with seeds, they're all for you. You know, this is what God wanted us to do. Now, did you notice as I was showing you all this website for the Boomer, all these products that I was showing to you, did you notice, and the ones that I opened, for you, did you notice it was a lot of green involved? Do you notice the suit that I'm wearing is green? Yeah.
There are no coincidences.
There's this thing about green food that has the power to heal us, the supernatural power that our Heavenly Father put into our foods. I could sit here and I could go into the explanation of how it works, with the antioxidants, the super green, it's something actually called terpenes. Terpenes are found in very, very dark green. That's why you see me drinking celery juice. That's why you see me taking these Boomer products. There's a lot of green in them. And I really feel that, the health issue that I'm dealing with, this is going to rescue me. It's going to help my immune system. We're not sitting here and telling you that this is going to cure anything. I simply said that it would rescue me. It will help me. It certainly won't hurt me. This is my protocol to return back to nature, to return back to the Garden of Eden, because that's where my cure is at. That's where God put it. And when you see Boomer products, you see that they follow God's guidelines for us human beings as closely as possible. These are fantastic products. Jesus had to go into the wilderness for those 40 days and 40 nights. And I always wondered, my goodness, he really didn't eat that much. He pretty well fasted. But what he had was honey, and he had locusts, protein, and the sugar, the two things that your body needs. The honey and the locust, that was superfood. That was superfood. That's how Jesus made it. That's how he got through. God knows exactly what we need. Ladies and gentlemen, Boomer products to me are superfoods. They're exceptional because they're very close to God's plans for us, in my opinion. We as human beings, we are carbon units. If we came from another planet where maybe silicon was the number one element, well, we would be probably silicon entities. But we're not. We were made by God. We're human beings in his image, and he made us out of carbon. Now, the thing about carbon is that when we breathe the air, that's oxygen, right? Yeah. So when we eat food, what are we eating? Carbon-based foods, because we are carbon units. So we are filled with carbon, and we breathe in what? Oxygen. Combine the two together, which we do in order to live, and unfortunately you end up with a corrosive substance called carbon dioxide. We actually have to expel it by breathing. If not, it'll kill us. You can actually see the carbon dioxide. You want to see it? I think you have a chance of seeing it. Watch this. As I inhale oxygen, exhale CO2. Now I'm going to concentrate it in my cheeks, and then you're going to see it come out of my mouth like a little vapor. You're going to see the concentration of CO2 come out of my mouth. Watch this. Now, I don't know if you could see that, but I saw it as it came out. It was a vaporous cloud. When you put your CO2 under pressure, it turns it goes from the liquid in your mouth into a gaseous state, and that's why you see it coming out of your mouth like that. We're carbon-based units that unfortunately need to eat carbon to stay alive, and in the same process we breathe oxygen and we create a corrosive element called carbon dioxide that we have to get rid of, but it's very difficult because in order to metabolize food, we have to go through this process. Boomer products, ladies and gentlemen, are superfoods. Boomer products is like, hey, Scotty, bring up the force field, please. You're putting a shield around your cells to protect yourself from the environment in which we live and the way we treat our bodies. Consider studying Boomerboost. If you have any questions, feel free to call me. My name is Frank. I go by Frank26 on the internet. And my phone number is 419-283-2552. 419-283-2552. Or you can call Boomer. You heard all those names that Walter and Bob were talking. These are individuals that work there 24/7. They're always there. If they're busy, you leave them a message, they'll get back with you and tell them, "Hi, I'm from KTFA. I need help." They will spend time with you. And you're going to appreciate that. There's nothing like somebody actually taking the time to listen to you, especially with a health issue. These are professionals. And you see that Bob is well trained in the medical field in his certificates to be able to explain to you step by step. It takes a little bit of TLC, a little kindness, a little tenderness to spend some time with people. I bet you need that, don't you? I bet you have a lot of questions based on what you saw tonight. So I encourage you, call them at 861-4609, 1-800-861-4609. Or you can call the phone number of 727-443-2500, 727-443-2500. Or you can call me. My name is Frank, and my phone number is 419-283-2552, 419-283-2552. It's been a pleasure to be with you. because I was able to share something with you that means a lot to me. I would pray that it means a lot to you once you understand it and study it. And if you have any questions, like I said, we're here for you. And Bob, if they call you, you'll be willing to spend time and put a program together for them, won't you?
Absolutely.
Indeed.
Yep. We love talking to people,
Indeed.
Frank, and love being on your program, and can't thank you enough.
Well, thank you very much. What are the names of the people that, I think it's 6 individuals that are there at the answering the phones at the office, right?
Yeah.
What are their first
absolutely.
names again?
Yes, Ann, Stephanie, Jean, who else?
Carol, Jim, Lucy.
Yeah, I mean, these are all the nicest people I've ever talked to.
Y'all would happen to have a Linda by any chance? Do you have a Linda?
No, Linda. We used to have a woman working for us named Linda, and she retired.
The reason
just a little while ago.
The reason I ask you is because I love that little boy on the internet that's talking to Linda, and he goes, Linda, listen to me. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but it was the cutest little thing. And I can just see that I would call Boomer and I say, I want to talk to Linda. Linda, listen to me. I need help, nutritional help.
You could do it. We'll put you through to her cell phone. She lives right nearby our office, but she retired.
Yeah, she's
been working for us for over 20 years.
And she'll hang up on. Well, when she says, "Who's calling me?" I'm going to say, "Bob." No. Walter, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Bob.
I thank you, Frank and Tink and Kona. We love you guys, and you're the best.
And Bob, I thank you from the top of my heart. God bless you, gentlemen, and thank you so much, because what you're doing is you're helping individuals with their health. It seems
sowing and reaping. We want health and prosperity for everybody.
And that is, that's exactly what God wants. He wants us to reach out to each other and help each other out. And I pray to God that this is something that can be a blessing to all of you. I want to thank you for being with us on our it's actually our Frank 26 UB2B, but we are ktfolways.com. God bless you, Bob. God bless you, Walter. Y'all have a great night, and thank you once again. Maybe we can do another UB2B later on and cover maybe we can do an hour UB2B and just answer questions. What do you think of that?
Yep.
Oh, that's great. Bob, would you be willing to do that?
Absolutely.
Sounds like a winner. God bless you, gentlemen. Y'all take care.
Thank you, Frank. Thank you, Tink. Thank you, Kona.
Thank you, Walter.
Thanks, Bob. You're great.
And I want to thank all of you as well, too, for being with us, okay? God bless you. Take care of each other. Pray for each other. Lift each other. Support each other. And if you need us, we're here for all of you, okay? God bless you. Strive to be healthy. Because there's no logic in striving to be unhealthy. God bless you. Take care. Bye-bye.
This session is no longer being recorded. Goodbye.